Hello Arlington, hope you're all well and staying safe. Today we're going to do a lot of work into the outer buttocks, outer thighs, and obviously a lot of abdominal work. So when you're ready, sit yourself up and always choose a lower option if you're feeling a bit stiff, a little bit kind of uncomfortable in the lower back. Make sure you don't put any strain on your back, so just take it easy and always stop and take a stretch if you feel you've done a little bit too much. So just listen to your body as you go through. Good, we're going to come to your mats and we're going to begin by lying down on the floor. Legs bent, feet on the ground. Just let your arms drop out to the side, let your body relax. Just be wary of where your spine is sitting. Take long deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And as you begin to focus on your breathing, just see what your rib cage is doing. It naturally kind of lifts as we inhale, and as you exhale, it kind of drops. So what I want you to feel is as you inhale, expanding the rib cage out to the side. So breath in, and then exhale, feel the rib cage closing down towards the floor and in towards one another. And as you do, begin to squeeze through your belly. Inhaling, releasing, open that rib cage. And exhale, close the rib cage and begin to just gently squeeze through the abdomen, gentle pull up through your pelvic floor. 2 more breaths. Nice long inhalation and a nice long exhalation. And then just bring your feet a little bit wider. So open out your feet so they kind of sit on the edges of your mat. Your knees are also as wide as your ankles. Perhaps tuck your heels a little bit closer in and relax your arms down by your side. Take a breath in, gentle imprint of the lower back, so a pelvis tilt. And then we push through the thighs, we lift the hips up. Let's take the arms with us and extend your arms overhead. We're going to squeeze the inner thighs towards one another as we exhale, inhale and open. Then we roll out slowly, taking our arms with us. And then lift your chin towards your chest, lift your arms into a hover, do a little squeeze into a crunch. And then inhale to hold, exhale, roll it out. Drift those arms back up into a bridge, pressing your hands to the floor. We squeeze the thighs for 1. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze for 2. Inhale, open. Exhale, roll it out. Take the arms with you. Stop at a hover, turn the palms down. Inhale, chin lifts. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, ease. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale to hold. Exhale, roll it out, lift straight up into your bridge. Exhale, squeeze the thighs together, release on the inhale. Exhale, squeeze, lift those hips high. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze for 3. Inhale, open, roll it out. Bring the arms, lift up into a crunch. We inhale, exhale, reach for 1. Exhale, reach for 2. Exhale, reach for 3, then pause as you inhale, exhale, roll it out. Lift the arms overhead. You might want to just pull your heels a little bit closer in because they will begin to slide away. What happens is we squeeze those thighs 4 times this time. What happens is you slide your body that direction and you begin to come away from your mat. So just be aware of you sliding off. Last one, then inhale, open, exhale, roll it out. Bring the arms with you. We lift into a crunch. We pause. Inhale, exhale, lift for 1. And 2. And 3. Come on, let's start to work the abs. And 4. Then pause for breath in. Exhale, roll it out. Lift those hips up. Make sure the feet are still wide. And we're going for 5. Exhale. So this is the last round. Squeeze for 3. And 4. Hold your last one in that squeeze. So squeeze those thighs together. Squeeze up through the hips. So we're pushing the hips high. Close those knees. Little pulses. Nothing too crazy. Just keep the control. Squeeze it. Squeeze the thighs. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Open the knees, roll it out. Drift those arms back to a hover, lift the chin and the chest into a crunch. Inhale to pause, exhale, reach. And reach. And last 2. Last 1, pause, and let's press, press, press. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Inhale and exhale. Roll it out, arms to the ground, head drops to the floor. We slide the arms wide. You might want to come into cactus position, so that's a 90-degree bend in the arms, or slide them out in a straight line. Lift the legs up and bring the feet together. So the knees stay wide and you just literally come into a diamond shape, okay? And then we're gonna allow our body to rock gently over to one side as we exhale. Drift the eye gaze the opposite direction. Inhale back to center and exhale over to the other side. So I'm not going really further than halfway. Keeping the control, working the obliques. And exhale to the other side. So we're just going to do a couple on each side, and then we're going to add a little tap in the middle. So we bring the feet back to the middle, keep that diamond shape, keep the feet in contact, tap down, lift up, continue your rotation. Center, tap down, lift up, and carry on. So again, listen to your body. If you just want to push your feet a little bit and lift them back in, do that instead. Okay? Keep breathing, tap it down, lift it up, and so on. Now, if this is feeling a little bit too hard already, you could just do a one leg tap in the middle, another leg tap in the middle, and continue your journey side to side. Don't rush it. You don't have to all go in time. We just go through your breath. So a little tap, a little tap. We're going to go one more each side, guys. And then the last one. Do one more tap in the middle. And then lift it up, slide your hands on top of those knees. Keep your legs wide, open your feet, and just squeeze your knees towards your armpits. And just take a little roll. Very nice, opening up through the lower back and into the hip flexors. Just roll side to side, just a little movement. And then bring your knees together, drop your arms down by your side, extend your arms to the sky, legs to the sky, and push through the soles of the feet. Stretch out through the legs, feel the backs of your knees lengthening. Almost try and pull those kneecaps up towards your hips so you're feeling stretch of the hamstrings, your arms are relaxed. Drift your legs a little bit further away. Now, engage those abs. Squeeze through the lower belly. Work your way up into your six pack, right to the top of the bottom of the rib cage, sorry. And breathe for 5. Drop a little bit lower. 4. Squeeze and lengthen. Pull those toes in. One more breath. And then gently bend the knees and lower the feet to the ground. Relax your arms. Take a breath. Lift those knees back up and extend them back up again. So we're going to get those legs on the move. Push the soles of the feet away. Now, your front leg, point the toes. Drop the leg down. Dorsiflex, lift the leg back up. One crunch and drop. Back leg drops down. Point the toe to lift and crunch up. Point the toes to drop. Dorsiflex to come up and release. Dorsiflex down, toe pointed to come up. So I'm just changing my ankle position on each leg. If you want to just do the same one, so you're doing whatever works naturally for you, you might want to keep that foot dorsiflex, point the toe to lift and crunch. Just carry on. Reach, we're going to do 4 more. Keep those legs beautifully extended. reach, last 2. Come on, work it, work it, work it. Try not to let those knees bend. Challenge those hamstrings, challenge your abs. Last one, lift and reach. And 10, 9, 8. Come on, squeeze it. Keep those legs straight. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop your feet, drop your arms, drop your head, and relax down. Take a few breaths. And from there, you're going to turn over onto your side. So we're going to do quite a lot of work on the side. We haven't done anything on the side for quite a long time. So I'm going to lie flat. You're going to use your upper arm as your pillow, or if you feel free to use your own pillow, actually use a pillow, you can do. Your legs are in a straight line. So just scan the front of your body. You should just be able to see the tips of your toes pulling in. The hip bones are stacked, my shoulders stacked, my ankles are stacked, and my knees are stacked. Everything's in a straight line. My hand's going to come here, just a little bit of support. You want more of a challenge, you put your hands into your thighs. So you're going to lift the top leg just about as high as your hips. You're going to squeeze the bottom leg up to meet it and lower both down together. So we inhale, exhale, squeeze, and gently release. So fill your obliques, working to pull up and release. Inhale. Working it. And if at any point you begin to feel this in your lower back, because sometimes I have heard people say this is getting my back more than my side of my obliques. If that happens, just take your feet a little bit further forward of your body and then work from there. And that takes more pressure into your abs. But don't go too far forward. It's a very slight movement. You might need your arm for a little bit of support. Okay, wherever you are, 3 more. Work that underneath inner thigh to squeeze it and release. Now, this last one, lift, squeeze, and let's pulse, pulse, pulse. Now, imagine that top leg is resting on your lower leg. Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. Keep going. 8, 7, go higher. 5, squeeze your tongue muscles. 2, and 1, release. Take a breather. So that underneath leg, slide it forward. The top leg lifts up. You can come up to here if you want to be lifting up through the hips. Okay, if you feel that lifting up through the hips isn't comfortable and you're collapsing through your rib cage because your core strength isn't holding you there, drop straight back down to the floor. Elbow sits beneath the shoulder. So we're pulling up through the rib cage. Now I've got my obliques engaged. Lift that top leg, excuse me, and then we're going to take the leg forward, point the toe, swing it back. Forward, swing it back. So nothing's moving. My hips are stable. Make sure you don't collapse into that shoulder. Keep lifting up through the rib cage. Keep moving that leg forward so I can feel myself dropping, so I need to pull myself up. Keep going. 4, 3, come on, swing it. 2, don't collapse into the shoulder or the rib cage. Last one, hold and press, press, press. Lift it higher, pressing it forward. Keep going, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Swing it all the way back. Lift it up and let's press, press, press. Squeeze that buttock, squeeze that thigh. Now pull up through your rib cage, lift up through your shoulder. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Good. Just ease off that arm, drop it down. Take a breath. This lower arm is going to slide slightly forward, so I've kind of gone into the corner of my mat. And then I'm going to roll subtly into the lower buttock and then pull my knees in towards my chest. And then I've just kind of lifted up a little bit. So I'm just in this back of the shoulder, but the rest of my back is off the floor. I'm pulling the knees in, hands to the side of the head, going to squeeze up and extend the legs. Squeeze up, extend the legs. So your rib cage is on the floor. You're just pulling forward, pushing away. Pulling forward, pushing away. 8 more. If it gets too much, just leave the head on the floor, work the legs at that side. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and release your legs, coming back onto that side, up onto your elbow. So now we're going to do side plank, and we're going to do this. If you can do this right on your toes, on your feet, sorry, do it right on your feet. It's a full side plank to there. Okay, we're going to do some hip presses. If on your full side plank's too much, drop to the knee and work them here. So set yourself up first, don't start the side planks yet. Take a breath, make sure the elbows underneath your shoulder, lift up, bend your knees no matter which one you're doing, and lift yourself up onto the knees. Then take your arm up. If you know you're going to go to your feet, take your top foot in front of the bottom foot and come to there, or you can stack your feet and press, press, press. Now all the pressure needs to come up through the underneath of your waistline. Make sure it's not on the shoulder. If you feel off balance, take that foot forward, squeeze it. If you need to reduce it, drop that knee, keep going. 8, 7, 6, reach, 4, 3, last 1, and let it go. Just simply turn over onto your tummy and just rest your forehead onto your hands. Now we're going to do a 4-point plank exercise. So what that involves is tucking your toes and lifting yourself up into full plank. And you're going to tap foot out and in, foot out and in, hand and in. Foot, back, hand, in, and in. Okay, you can do this on your knees, and if you do it on your knees, take the leg out, drop it back in, leg out, drop it back in, tap, tap. And if you want to have a little bit more of a challenge, those of you that like your planks, you can do foot and hand together, back in, foot and hand together, and back in. Now, if you've already started, carry on, you're just going to do extra. So when you're ready, set yourself up, breathe, and let's go. Tap the foot, hand, hand, tap, tap, hand, hand. If you're on your knees, remember it's just tapping out to the side, back in. Doesn't matter how fast or slow you're going. If you're on your knees, it's a little bit slower. Or you might just want to hold your plank if you're feeling like those taps aren't working for me. Or you might just want to do your hands and leave your knees where they are. Or come onto your toes, whatever works for you. So wherever you are, give me 4 more. Breathe. And that's 4 more rounds, that is. Keep going. Should be your last 2. And when you've done that last one, come to your plank and pause for 10 seconds. You might still be on your knees, stay there. 4, 3, 2, and release. Back onto your mat, making that pillow and rolling through the hips. You can have your forehead down or turn to one side. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders. Lift yourself up. Take a quick child's pose or a cat stretch at the top, releasing your head and chest down, extending your arm, and stretching to the lower back and down the sides of your rib cage. And then gently roll back out of your heels. You're going to swing your legs around the other way. Come and sit on your bottom with your legs out, or your legs are bent out in front of you. Use your hands onto your shins to lift yourself up high. I'm struggling to catch my breath today. It's ridiculously hot and very humid, so take a long, deep breath. So bring your hands to the side of your head. That's the most challenging one. Or if you want to take it down to here, You engage your lower abs and you sink through the lower back. Now, if you need to have a little cushion underneath your lower back to support, do so. Roll it back. And from here, we lift the front knee, the back elbow rotates. Inhale, back down. Exhale, inhale. So if you do it here, it's elbow to knee. It's a little bit easier because you've got less range. Hip bones stay forward. The rotations from that waist. Lift, center, lift, center. Keep going. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 8, 7, 6, 5. Come on, twist it. 4, 3, 2, and center. Pause. Sink a little bit deeper. And press. Press. You might be here. Stay with it. Stay with it. Come on. Go a little bit lower. Keep going. 8, 7, 6, 5. Squeeze. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale. Lift up. And then come forward. Relax over those knees. Take a breath. Lift yourself up to slide your bottom close towards your heels and gently roll yourself down to the floor, taking the arms wide. Take a breath. Lift one leg up, the other leg up to diamond shape, feet together, knees apart. We're going to go back to our rotations over to one side, taking your other gaze in the opposite direction, back into the middle, and tapping down in the center. Lifting up and rotating the other way. Keep the knees wide the whole time. Now, if you want to make this a little bit harder, as you drift over, you push your legs away and diamond shape to the other side. Push your legs away and diamond shape to the other side. Just be very careful you don't start rolling yourself down your mat because you kind of start to slide that direction. And really open the knees and really feel the thighs coming in as you open your knees wide, kicking them away. So I can feel myself sliding down my mat, edge my way up. And if you don't want to do that one, just keep with your diamonds through the center. You might want to do the individual tap. And over to the other side. So wherever you are, 4 more. 2 each side. Don't rush it, keep it slow. And when you come to doing that last one, you come back into the middle, so we're not quite there, nearly there. Swing those hips back into the middle. Lift your arms, lift your head, lift your chest. Open those knees wider, lift your feet a little bit higher, and press, 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 press. Reach. Open the knees, open the knees. 8, 7, 6, squeeze it. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. Grab hold of those knees, pull them to the back, this armpit area, and just roll again, wide leg. Take a breath. And then lower your feet to the ground, wide again. So roll, line up with the edges of your mat, center yourself, slide your heels in. Take a breath in, exhale, roll up, extend those arms overhead. You can always return the arms whenever you want. Squeeze and open. Squeeze and open. Keep going. 6, 5, 4, 3, come on, lift those hips, squeeze the butt. 2, hold your last one in, and let's press, 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 press. Keep going. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Open the knees and exhale, roll it out. Arms coming with you. Let the spine settle. And then you're going to roll over onto your side to face me. So we're working onto that other side now. So the first exercise we did, we're relaxing your head down onto your upper arm or a cushion. The body's in a straight line, so scan the front of your body. My hips are stacked, shoulders stacked, knees are stacked, and ankles are stacked. hands in front or here. We lift the top leg, we squeeze up the bottom leg, and we drop them together. So feel your obliques again, it's the size of the waist doing all the work. Relax as much as you can through the shoulders. My legs do not like being squeezed together, so I don't get a lot of range, but you might get a little bit higher. You might get a little bit more depth in your squeeze than me. This side's definitely harder than the other. So come on, squeeze that inner thigh on that underneath leg. 4 more. Right, let's do last one. Lift and squeeze. Hold that squeeze and press, press, press. Feel the heaviness of the top leg. Imagine that's what you're lifting up and pushing, pushing, pushing. 8, 7, 6. Squeeze your tummy. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. So from there, we slide up onto the elbow. So this is your grounding. You pull up through the rib cage. You're not sinking down. You're not sinking into that shoulder. If you wish to come flat down to the ground, you can. We lift the top leg. Hand can be here. You can swing the leg forward, point the toe, swing the leg back. So just be very aware that you're not letting your pelvis roll, okay? It's about stabilizing through the hips and just allowing that leg to come forward in hip flexion and then come back that way. Okay, a little bit faster. 4, 3, 2, don't collapse into the shoulder, and 1, and press forward, pulling those toes in towards me, lift the rib cage, squeeze it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the leg all the way back, lift it and press, 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 breathe, breathe. 8, 7, higher, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Slide yourself back down to the floor, taking that arm out a little bit further towards the corner so it's just in front of me. You're going to roll over into that underneath buttock, lift the head, just lift very slightly into that shoulder, and then pull your knees in. Now pull your knees in using your arms. So I've got the back of my underneath shoulder pressed to the floor, but the other side is lifted, and you're going to pause there. Hand to the side of the head. Curl in, extend. So I'll do a little crunch forward and slightly to the side. And like I said, if you want to just stay here and work the arms and the legs together, the legs together without the arms, do so. Otherwise, curl, extend, curl, extend. 7, 6, 5. Come on, work it. 4, squeeze. 3, 2, last 1, and release it back. Take a breath again. Slide yourself up onto your elbows. So we're going into those side planks with hip presses. So if you're doing it on your knees, bend your knees, use your hand to lift yourself up. If you're coming into full side plank, take that leg forward and the foot behind, lift the arm. We might stack your feet. And we press, we press. Remember, you don't want to have all your pressure down into your shoulder or your elbow. Squeeze up through here. Keep going, keep going. Find that position that works for you. Drop your knee if you need to. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And drop it down. Turn yourself over onto your side. Take a breather. From there, slide your elbows underneath. Okay, so we're going back up into plank, but this is what I want you to do. We're going to do some rotating planks, side, front, side. Best position for this is forearms side by side. Tuck your toes. Lift yourself up into a plank. So watch me before you do it. You turn your feet and squeeze your shoulder blade. You rotate your toes back to the front. We turn the other way. So I roll onto the edges of my feet. I squeeze the elbow behind, and then I rotate back to the middle. So turn the feet, come with me. Squeeze, turn the feet, and squeeze. Keep going. If you want to do this on your knees, come down to your knees. And then you can just bring your hand here and turn your body and squeeze back. Drop your knees back around, forearms together. Hands to the side, turn onto the side, squeeze back, and then rotate yourself back to the middle. So it's a little bit slower. Wherever you are, let's do 2 more each side. Keep pivoting on those toes. Keep it graceful. When you've done your last one, come to your forearms into the front and press, press, press. Now suck the belly in. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just drop your knees, walk your elbows in, and settle down into child's pose. Come to a cat stretch if this doesn't work for you, and just extend through the arms, breathe, and just allow your breath just to come back to that calmness. And walk your hands towards me. So swing the hands, interlace the top hand into the bottom hand, and just side bend as you drop down, but pin your hip back into that heel. And then release it. Walk over to the other side. Slide that top hand into the back hand, and just stretch. One more breath. Release the hands back into the middle and just bring yourself up onto your knees. So we're going to take this front leg forward. We're going to sink the hips down, bring your hands inside that foot. Maybe slide that leg back away a little bit more. Take the foot for a little bit, walk and turn the toes out, and then just sink down and stretch those hip flexors. Allow yourself to rotate into that foot if you need to, and just breathe. And if coming to your elbows is too deep, stay on your hands and just bend your elbows and lengthen out through your spine as you feel your body sinking down. A couple of breaths. And then come up onto your hands, put down your elbows, walk the foot back in, taking this hand around the foot, and then just extending the leg, pushing your hips away, toes pressed to the floor, and lower your head and chest down to stretch the hamstring. So we're trying to get this leg as straight as possible. And allow yourself just to sink down into that thigh. And then slide onto the back of your heel, rolling motion through the ankle, toes up, and just go that little bit deeper. 2 breaths there, pulling the toes to the sky. Feel the back of the knee. From here, begin to walk forwards, press the foot onto the ground, tuck your toes, lift up, and turn so the feet are parallel. And then just walk down and let your head and chest sink down. Lift up through the hips, extend through the knees, press down through all 4 corners of your feet, and let your shoulders relax. And just feel yourself sinking down as you lift your hips up, and then take a little bit more weight further into those toes. And then begin to turn your body the other direction, dropping the knee at the back. The foot at the front stays where it is. You bring your hands inside, slide that back leg away, and then sink down. Stretch out the hip flexor. Feel free to roll over onto the foot. Maybe take it for a walk, and then allow that give. You come to elbows, come to your elbows. If that's too much, stay in your hands and just sink your body as you bend your elbows, but keep that spine beautifully extended. 2 more breaths. If you're down on your elbows, come back up onto your hands. Walk the foot back in, take that hand to the other side and push back into that hamstring stretch. So lengthen out through the knee, let your head and chest drop, ground down through those toes. And then just roll onto the back of the heel, slide the leg a little bit further, and then take 2 breaths with that leg extended. One more breath. And then just begin to bend through that knee. This time just slide that leg in and then turn yourself to face me. We're going to stretch out through the buttocks. So this leg is in front of this leg slightly. That might be enough for you. Turn your head and chest and just drop down into that thigh and then lower down there. And if you don't feel the stretch, perhaps you can take that foot and pop it on top of your calf or even on top of the knee. And then sink down. Go whatever suits you. Just a slight stretch in that buttock. Hold no tension in the shoulders. Take 1 more breath here. And then just gently walk back up. Swap your feet over. So take this foot in front. Turn towards that thigh and drop down. So again, if you want more, take it up there or take it up on top of that thigh. And then just sink your body weight down. Two more breaths. And then carefully begin to walk your hands back in. Bring your body into a comfortable position. Bring your fingertips round behind you and just lean into your hands. Keep your buttocks nice and firmly in the floor. And then just lift your chest and pull your shoulders back. Pull yourself tall. Take 1 more breath here. And then let your hands relax onto your knees and just let your ribcage drop. Float your arms out. And then slowly as you inhale, raise those arms up just above the head. Bring them down. Give yourselves a bow. Give yourselves a round of applause. And that is your Pilates session for today, for this week. And look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you, everybody. Bye.